Okay, here's my back door and my back porch, which is like a deck. Even though in the front of the house, the main floor is on the ground, but then the back here we have, because the ground out on the side of the house slopes, so I have to go down the steps, and then this is where we have some azaleas, but of course they're not in bloom right now, but we have azaleas planted here. And I put ferns here this past year, and I had to water them every day in the summer to make sure they would live. That's what the guy said. So there's our ferns, and there's our steps to go up to the deck. Okay, and so there's our little back porch underneath the deck, which is just gravel, and there's the door. So here's the backyard. Right now it's just all brown. And over here we had a little garden. But right now it's just two blueberry or raspberry, I forget what, two bushes over there next to the little gnome. And now I'm walking over to, we have a gate here, a little gate here. As you can see, it's a small gate next to, and that's where they jump over all the time. And this is our compost, which I forgot to shut the door of it, so I'll shut that now. Our compost bin, and there's the rooster flapping his wings and some three hens, and there's our tractor. And then we collecting all the branches from our yard, and we got ready for a bonfire, which we didn't do yet, which we'll do any day now. And I'm going to walk over to the other gate right now. There's the chicken feeder next to the one tree. And here is this big shed that was here when we moved in. And it has a little balcony, a little porch with a couple steps. And that's what right now what we're using as a chicken coop. See, it has its own little air conditioner. And on that window in there is a bathroom, which is weird, I know. So here's the other little gate, and they jump over this all the time too. So I'm going to open this up and get on the other side. And there's Gabe walking. He wants to go see what I'm doing, but he's going to have to stay here. So there's Gabe, and he's on his side of the fence. And here we have a couple pails for water. And I'm going to go up to the little shed that we're using. Here's a chicken. This is the one I was telling you about. Her mom was a silky, and if you can see if you can see her feet have like feathers at the feet, which is typical of a silky. And we think her dad was a Rhode Island Red. We're not sure, but yeah. So that's that one. And she lays, when she lays, she's getting older, so she lays like every other day or once a week. She lays big brown eggs. So this is a little porch, and you can see they're pushing all the wood chips out. And what we did here, this shed is so big that Mark put up a partition here in between, half and half. So there's two doors here, but I'm just going to use the one. And on the left side, we have it set up like a little garden area. Behind that mirror there is the bathroom that I was telling you about, a little powder room. I don't know what they were doing in here prior, but we painted it in a baby blue, and there's even a sink over there, like a vanity. So I don't know if somebody was living here or what, but so Mark put this partition up here, as you can see, and these here are two nesting boxes, which you can see right now. There's somebody in there. She's gonna lay an egg if I leave her alone. She's being very quiet. And you can see here, Mark put these posts here. That's what I was telling you about, the poles. Just like any bird, a parrot or a parakeet, you can see they're pooping on the wall. We have to clean that off in the spring. There's 3 poles here, and they like to sit on the top one, but sometimes they'll sit on the middle or bottom one. They don't like to sleep. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really sleepy. They don't like to sleep on the ground. They like to be up on these poles. What we do here is we put a whole bunch of wood chips here, and that absorbs it when they're pooping. Now, when we got some of these chickens, they came in this little crate, and we just sat it here in the corner because we didn't really have a place for it. And now you see this chicken, sometimes they use the crate here as a nesting box. So here's one, and what she's doing is she's going to lay an egg. I don't think she's going to be maternal and cyno. She'll probably come out soon. But so we just left it here because sometimes they use it as a nesting box. So I have to check this one every day. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of wood chips here. And now you can see that the previous owner put an air conditioner in here, which we actually turn on in the summertime because it gets in the 90s in the summer here. So we do turn that on for the chickens so they don't get too hot at night in the summer. There's no heat in here though. So in the winter time, if it gets below 32, which is rare, but if they do, we'll just leave these lights on, which will generate enough heat to keep them warm enough, like up to 32. Like I said, it doesn't usually get that cold. And at nighttime, we just shut the door. We don't lock it because who's going to come in to steal chickens? And so this is the little deck that the previous owners put here. And the chickens like to jump up on this little deck, on the little banister, and that's probably how they're flying. You see the small gate there. That's probably how they're flying over now. When they feel like it, they'll just fly right over. But I'll show you the other side of the shed. This is I mean, if you look at it, it's really a large shed because the air conditioner itself is taller than me, and I'm 5'4", 5'3". So it's you know, because of the way the property is, it's sloping. Where on this side of the shed, you can see here, this window is like 2 feet off the ground, but then the property slopes. So I don't know if that's, and you can see all our trees here, and we have a fence that goes all the way down. And after our property, at the end there, you'll see there's a house. That white one is diagonal. This house with the black roof is directly behind our house, and they have an acre. And I don't know if you can see the next house, which is way over there. And they have at least an acre or two. And then our next door neighbors here, they have an acre or two also. So that's our neighbors. And I'll show you the chickens again. Walking down now, so you can see there's 2 here at the feeder now, checking out the feed. There's 2 at the feeder. There goes one over with the rooster. This rooster has been a very nice rooster. We've had 2 in the past that they sold to us as, you know, telling us that they're all hens, but when they grew up, it was a couple roosters. But they were aggressive with the chickens and aggressive with Mark. We'll go after Mark. He's the one that usually takes care of stuff. Here I put a sandbox. In the summertime, they like to jump in the sandbox. Of course, right now they're not doing much. And you can see we have lots of trees, and they can go all the way down here and look for bugs. And that's our neighbor's shed over there. So I'm going to show you the back of the house. There's the back of our house, and there's the shed again, the white shed. And the yellow building behind that is our garage, a 2-car garage. And we'll walk up to the chickens again. So they have access to a lot of the property, which is good because that way they don't eat up too much feed. As long as chickens really do need to have a chance to dig in the ground and look for bugs. And these chickens, as you can see, they came up to me. They're very curious. And there's the rooster again. He's walking away. And there's the bonfire again. And the good thing is when we do light the bonfire, they're smart enough to stay away from it when it gets too hot. I don't know if you can hear him. He's clucking a little bit. Oh, there he goes. He's running away. But I don't have any food for them right in my hand right now, or else they'd be running after the food. Sometimes I'll break up some old crackers or something and throw to them, and they like that. Or a piece of old pie or something. They just love that. Okay, well, I hope you have a good day. God bless. Bye.